Um, so basically, as I'm introducing Fleurette Anderson, better known as Coach Flo, she's going to be sharing with us some information about her services. The reason why I asked her to be a part of this was so that I know that a part of growing ourselves individually as a business, sometimes we have to get a little guidance and direction. And so coaching is the thing now that a lot of businesses do, whether it's very small businesses or larger businesses. It really helps you to hone in on your skill sets that you might need a little bit more sharpening or direction. Flo was very instrumental with me in helping me grow my business. I've used her services twice, and it just really got me on the right track and helped me to focus and not be so overwhelmed, and to realize where my strengths were, where my weaknesses were, and what I needed to do to kind of keep it all afloat, so to speak, and not go crazy. So without further ado, I'd like to go ahead and Flo, just tell us a little bit more about you, and then we'll start some of our question sessions.
Well, as you said, I have been coaching for quite a long time, for over 20 years. And actually, my career has morphed. I was in the computer business, and I was teaching people how to use both hardware and software. And one incident that stood out for me was one of a client. I was working for a competitor of IBM. And one day, one of their clients came in to be trained, and she just could not get it. She couldn't get it no matter how hard she tried. And so I decided that I would do a one-on-one with her. So it morphed. I left the company, and I decided that I would do a one-on-one with people, because people's learning curves are very different. And so it took her from February of that year to September to really get to where she wanted to be. And after that, I decided, you know what? I think this is my calling. And I decided to be a coach. And I did, I was looking for something that would help people to save time. And I really couldn't find anything like that, because everything was written for the gurus and the suits out there. So I decided to write my own program. And I did a 2-year beta testing of that. And when I saw how well that went, I decided to move on and become certified as a coach. And the rest is history. That was a little over 15 years ago. Okay. And I have enjoyed every minute of it, because I like seeing people, you know, make the change from what they were to what they want to become, and actually becoming what they want to be. So I do enjoy it a lot.
Okay. So one of the questions I have for you, why coaching? Why should a small business, particularly even a micro business, you know, we have most of our ladies in our group, we still work our jobs. Some of us may be retired, but some of us don't have the opportunity to do it for our businesses full time. Or why would such a small business actually hire a coach?
Well, they hire a coach because entrepreneurs and small business owners have a difficulty in juggling home life and office life. They find it very hard to make it one cohesive piece. And so they need a coach to kind of give their lives direction and put them on one track so that they can achieve what it is that they want to.
Okay. How does a person really benefit from personal coaching?
Well, everyone has a different challenge. And for example, when my clients come to me, they come with different challenges and goals. They know what they want to do, but they don't know exactly how to go about getting from point A to point B. So my coaching gives them that bridge that they need to get to where they want to be. Another thing is that people they live by default. They don't live by design. And so what that means is you might get up, or someone will get up in the morning knowing what they want to do, but not knowing exactly how to achieve it. So they will spend 15 minutes in front of the closet just trying to figure out what to wear to work. And once they pick something, it's not really what they want to wear, but they had to pick something, so they pick something. And then as the day goes on, not having a plan to do what you want to do that day, somebody might walk over to their desk and interrupt them. They stop what they're doing. They might be a people pleaser, and they do what the other person wants them to do. And by the end of the day, they realize that they have not accomplished what they had set out to do. And then the next day, it starts all over again. So people need a coach, and you benefit from coaching so that your lives have a direction and you have a track to run on.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. So what exactly is involved in coaching?
Well, that depends on your coach. Some coaches focus on empowerment. And I have found that empowerment means different things to different people. Also, you have people who their coaching doesn't start, it has a start, but it doesn't have any ending. So they'll be coaching for years. And you don't know what, you really don't know what you're achieving because you're going on and on and on. My coaching is 8 weeks. And I have a start. You bring me your challenge, and I take you step by step through your challenges to your goals. And I show you how to achieve the kind of life that you want. As a matter of fact, you master your life one step at a time. I focus on two things. I focus on results so that when my clients have finished with my training, they should be able to see definitely the difference between where they were and where they are at the end. The second thing I focus on is transformation. Some coaches give you information and expect you to figure it out. I can't see that happening because I had a coach at one time and I was transformed. There was a time when I was never early for anywhere, and I had to find a way to be on time. So my life was transformed, and I feel that in coaching my clients, I have to help them to transform their lives too, because if not, what will happen is after the course, they will go back to the same bad habits. That's not good for them, and it's not good for me. It's not good for my bottom line, and it's not good for my reputation. So I help them to transform their lives, and that transformation begins at about week 4. And by the time you end the course, in the 8th week, it has begun to become a fabric of your life. You might not have all the changes in place yet, but because it has become a fabric, a part of the fabric of your life, you will see that you can do it. You can take your life in any direction that you want to, because that's empowerment. That's what I see as empowerment, and that is what I teach my clients.
Mm-hmm. I can certainly attest to that and agree with that, because what happens is if you see yourself in the same place you were last year, something didn't happen. Something didn't happen. And so if you say, I want these goals, and sometimes we have these dreams, and it's okay to dream. But if you don't have a plan, it remains a dream.
That's true.
Dreams is great. They're wonderful. They make you feel good. They give you fuzzy, warm feelings, and it looks wonderful. But if it doesn't become a reality, if you don't put the action behind it, the plan behind it, and the work behind it, it just remains a dream, and you never get there, and that could be very frustrating for people. The other question I wanted to ask is, I guess you addressed it. The average number of hours, you said it would be about, your program is 8 weeks long. Is it something that's moderate? Is it something expensive? Is it something, you don't have to go into details because I know everybody's situation is different, but is this something affordable, you think, for the average small business? Because some people in their minds might think this is something, wow, very expensive, but can I afford something like that?
To answer your question, when you think of the goals that you want to achieve, it is definitely affordable. I will discuss prices with you individually because each person, as you said, each person's situation is different. And I don't want you to feel overwhelmed. It's 8 weeks, it's 12 hours. Each session is an hour and a half. Each session is also a building block onto other sessions. So you will definitely see a change. Also, I do not do group coaching. It's always one-on-one. Reason for that is there are very personal things that come out during coaching sessions, and people do not want to share them. And so you know that whatever you share with me is definitely confidential. But it is affordable when you think of what you want to achieve. For example, as you said, last year, you might be at a certain place in your life. This year, you want it to be different. And if you have taken the course and you don't see a difference, then something is definitely wrong. I make sure that you do see a difference, and I take you step by step by step. Each week, I give you an assignment for the next week, and I expect you to follow it so that, you achieve the goals that you want to. And most of my clients, if not all of them, have been satisfied. I have not had any complaints. I'm thankful for that. But if they need a little bit more help after the coaching sessions have ended, it's there for them also. So you don't have to worry about that. If you don't exactly see what you want at the end of the coaching, I am there to help you to achieve it even further.
Okay. Now, let me ask you this. Do you have an example of someone that you have coached and you've seen that transformation? Can you share?
Oh, yes. There are two people that I can think about, but one stands out to me. This young woman came to me about a year ago, and she had challenges and she had goals. She lives in one state and she works in another. She's very active in her community. She runs a successful home-based business, and she also runs a network. She had some lofty goals, and those lofty goals really presented challenges. But I can tell you that she has overcome her challenges, and she has met all of her goals with the exception of one. And she's on track for meeting that goal in the first quarter of next year. So she is my star client. I'm very proud of her, and I'm sure that she's happy with the results that she has gotten.
Okay. So give us examples of type of goals that people can set in their business that you can help them coach towards.
Oh, there's so many different, the goals are as different as they are people. You might want to say, okay, you want to, let's say, make a certain amount of money by next year this time. Well, what do you have to do in order to do that? You have to work harder? I don't think so. I think you have to work smarter. But I found that one of the things that prevent people from reaching their goals is lack of leadership skills. So one of the things that we address in the coaching session is leadership styles and leadership skills. So if you want to advance in your job, whatever it is, whatever the goals are, it could be making a little more money, getting a promotion, whatever it is. I help you to meet those goals because for each goal, you have to have a short term, a long term, and interim goals along the way. And I think that's the mistake that a lot of people make, that they just kind of jump into the goal. I want to do this, and they jump to it. No, you have to know what it is you want to do and how you're going to get there, and take the steps to get there. So that is what my coaching will help you to do.
Okay, so one last question I have. What could you share, one tidbit, one free tidbit, one free coaching tidbit with us?
Okay, can you narrow that down a little bit? Tidbit relative to what?
Well, what information that you could share with us that would help a small business, that you would develop more as a coach? You might, of course, would develop it more because each person's circumstances is different. But I guess what I'm getting to, one of the tidbits that you taught me, for example, was scheduling. You know, just that one tidbit, you don't got to go into big detail, but just share how that's one skill that and I tell you, that skill made a huge difference in my life. So, like I said, you don't have to go into a lot of detail, but just an example of how that one skill, or any skill, that one skill that you teach that can literally turn a business around.
Okay, I will start with one of the first things that I ask a prospective client is, what do you want? You'd be surprised. People don't really know what they want. Some of them do, but they don't know how to get there. But a lot of them don't know what they want. So I ask, what do you want? And the other thing, which is a big thing, is people have to-do lists that are like, they have 20 things that they want to accomplish in one day. And they will make a note of that. And they feel that as they achieve one thing, they will cross it off their list. And at the end of the day, anything that's not done, they put it on to the next day. And on it goes. So that the thing that you have on your to-do list on Monday will appear on Friday because you just didn't get to all of them. So what I do is I teach people how to schedule. You have to schedule the to-do list, and it has to be congruent with your goals and with what you want to do. And that's the biggest thing. People have to-do lists that have absolutely nothing to do with their goals, and they wonder why they're not getting ahead. If there is no congruence to what you're doing, you're not going to get anywhere. And that is my biggest tip to anyone that I coach. You have to do it.
Yeah.
You have to do it. You have to schedule your to-do list. There has to be a time in the day that you sit down to do them. Otherwise, like I said, you're going to end up on Friday with something that was on your to-do list on Monday. That makes absolutely no sense to me.
Mm-hmm. And you know what's funny about that, because also what you'll find is that, why am I doing that? You put it on your to-do list and you go, well, why am I doing that? What does that have to do?
It has nothing to do with your goals. And if your to-do list has nothing to do with your goals, you're wasting your time.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Yeah. And I think that was one of the best skills that you taught me. And you know, when you took me through that exercise, it was an eye opener. And as painful as it was to go through, because I kind of struggled through it a little bit, but it
was worth the struggle, right?
It was, but it forced me to put things in a proper place.
Mm-hmm.
And it forced me to really hone in and focus and put my energy where it belonged. So it brought results, and not waste my energy on things that had nothing to do with where I was trying to go. So I appreciated that skill that you taught me, and I still use that to this day. And
you know what? You will continue to use it, Robin, because it works. It really does. And that's what I'm talking about when I talk about transformation. Mm-hmm. You have definitely seen a transformation in your own life.
I have.
You would not continue doing it how you're doing it today. So it's really transforming, and it makes you feel really good about yourself.
It does. And I get the comments all the time from people that'll say, I don't know how you do it. How you do it. Mm-hmm. But I know, because that skill that you taught me, people don't realize how much time they waste. People waste a lot of time. Mm-hmm. And so by me implementing that skill you taught me, I've learned how to use my time wisely.
Very good.
And so now that I use my time wisely, I'm able to accomplish more and not be worn out, not be tired, still have time for myself, but and it's more balanced. It's more balanced. So I thank you for teaching me that skill. And I just said to myself, I have to redo my schedule because I have some new goals and I got to redo my schedule.
You will always be tweaking it. It's going to always change, but you will use the same principles when you tweak it to get what you want. Right. Just as long as you get what you want at the end of the day, that's all that's necessary. That's all that's important.
Yeah, and it's not just about putting something on a calendar. That's not what she teaches. No. It's just it's not about just, okay, I'll do this at 10 o'clock. Take your list and I'll do this. It's really not about that. She takes it to a different level where you really understand, like you said, how it's congruent, how it all works together. And she works from the end to the beginning. So it's a lot more to it than just taking your list and putting it on a calendar. It really opened my eyes to some things. So I appreciate it.
Did you also enjoy the instant gratification?
Yes.
Yeah, that is something that most coaches do not teach. I do teach that. And anyone who takes my course really appreciates that. Mm-hmm. I mean, if you're doing something and you're getting no reward, why continue to do it? Mm-hmm. But if you know that you're going to get instant gratification, it makes all the difference in the world, and I show you how to get that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you for that interview.
Well, before we close, I have one other little tidbit. My website is coachflow.co, not .com, coachflow.co. And I have set aside the next 3 days on my calendar for your supporters or your group to get up there and schedule an appointment with me. Okay. Now, to get there, you would go to the URL coachflow.co/apply. Mm-hmm. And once you set up that appointment, we will go through pricing. You can ask me any questions you need to, and that will give me an opportunity to see who you are, what you want to do, so that we have a starting point, and the end point is where you really want to be. Because I can't give you an endpoint that really belongs to somebody else. So use the next 3 days to your advantage. Go up there, it's coachflow.co/apply. And if you schedule time with me and decide that you're going to take my course, between now and November 15th, you will get a discount of $100. Mm-hmm. So you know that the course itself is a little over $100, right?
We got that. So send me the link, and I'm going to make sure.
I'm looking forward to speaking to your people really soon.
Okay. So send me the link, and I'm going to send this recording out to everybody to make sure that they get a chance to see it, and hopefully take advantage of the special that you have going, and really take advantage of your services. Okay.
Thank you so much for having me, Robin. It was my pleasure. And for meeting you too, Beth.
Yes, any questions for her at all?
No, just that it's just it hits home with what you're saying as far as you have to have, like, writing things down. Like I try to write things down on a daily basis. Mm-hmm. And that seems to keep you focused more. Mm-hmm. But it's so true, all the different things that you said, that you could get overwhelmed very easily with everything that you're doing. I do, have a tendency. I'm doing better now. I don't get as overwhelmed as I used to, because I take on a lot and try to fit so many different things in throughout the time, and it's just not enough time, not enough hours in the day for me.
Yeah.
But yes.
Well, I teach you how to streamline that, because a lot of people have that problem. And something that you just mentioned about writing things down, that's good, except if you write everything down on a little piece of paper, you don't know where the little pieces of paper go to. Sometimes you can't find them. So I show you how to streamline things so you don't have that problem.
Yeah. You taught me that one too. And I still use that one too. Yeah, that was a good one, because I have a tendency to like to write things, but the skill you taught me about that, I still use that to this day.
Very good. Everything has to be in one place.
Yeah. All right. So again, thank you. And we will be in touch, and maybe we'll do this again. Okay.
I am looking forward to it. And again, thank you so much for having me, and have a great day.
Okay.
Thank you. You too.
Bye-bye.